Hi.
Hi.
How are you guys?
My hair looks great today on the camera.
I think the wind is doing like nice things for us. Yeah, my
This is
hair
the first time we're doing a live outside.
Yeah. In Allison's beautiful backyard here.
So you can't see the pool. Let's see if we can show it. There's the pool. Hopefully it doesn't mess our video up.
Palm trees and a nice cactus out here.
Very
Coconuts that may fall on our head at any point. And today we have a guest, and her name is Capucine. She'll be on shortly.
And our topic is being brave.
Being brave.
Yes, being brave.
We're
Hi, Laura.
brave enough
Lauren.
to do a live outside.
Yes.
Hopefully nothing will happen. It
Yeah,
won't rain.
it's been like kind of raining a little,
Yeah,
like off
very
and
chill.
on. So
Hopefully it
we're
won't rain.
brave enough to have a live outside.
Yeah.
For real.
Also, while we wait for Capucine to join, Allison, you're doing something pretty brave today.
Oh yeah, I'm starting a 14-day challenge on marketing, so I will be doing for 14.
Hi, Capucine.
How are you? I'm very good, thank you so much.
Good. How are you?
I'm so happy to be here.
Here,
Thank you
Lisa,
so much
come here.
for inviting me in your space, in your community. I'm so glad to be here. Thank you.
Thank you for coming. We're so happy
Thank
to have
you for coming.
Should I
So
start?
happy to have you.
Yes. So
Alright.
tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yes. So tell us a little bit about
I'm
yourself.
a Reiki healer, and I'm also a Reiki teacher. So I'm teaching people how to do energy healing in the shape of understanding how to transform your life, how to understand more of what's happening around us, and how it can help us, and transforming it into practical tools. How can this be something that helps you to get the life that you desire and you deserve?
Beautiful. When did you start doing it?
Beautiful.
Sorry?
When did you start doing it?
When did you start? What was your journey like?
When did you start? What was your journey like in starting
So
to?
3 years ago, I was not in a really good place, and this started to help me. My research, my desire to be connected to a loving universe started to help me, and then my consciousness started to evolve. And as I was healing myself, I started to, transform it into something that I could do for others.
And where are you at right now?
Okay, I'm in Paris.
Where are you at right now?
And it's nighttime right now, so yeah, welcome to the time zones.
Our time zones here have been changing.
Our time zones here have been changing.
Living in Assumption.
Well, for me, I'm not used to living in Assumption, so each month it changes like an hour, and now I'm like 3 hours from where I was when I was living in the States. And when we moved here, we were on the same time zone, so it's been really weird. Like, you guys want to like,
Yeah.
like,
So, hi, I'm Lisa.
Yeah, you too. And I'm Allison.
Yeah, you too.
So nice to meet
And I'm
you.
Allison.
Well, I'm still Capucine, so.
So we chose our topic, being brave or courageous this week, and we just want to hear from you. Like, what does that mean for you?
I want to talk about this because it's a very specific energy that I keep being brought back to again and again. So my life has been a lot of different short-term versions of who I am and evolving into different things. Since I was a child, I've always been moving houses, moving countries, and readapting. So growth and change has been something that I felt like I was a victim of. And now I've actually learned how to harness it so that it becomes my superpower. And so now I am the one making the changes. And I did a very big change recently, and I distilled it into different notes that I wanted to share with you because I think it's very interesting because growth and change is the most powerful thing. And when we can learn how to ride the wave instead of being, receiving the water on us, it's just much better. So I want to talk about this today.
Awesome. Yeah, that sounds great.
awesome. Yeah, that sounds
So
great.
I was living in Istanbul in Turkey for 5 years. I was alone. I was a woman. It was the Middle East. And I did that without calculating anything. It was just the direction, destiny. And it's been time to call this a chapter that I closed recently. So I came back to France And when I came back, when I was considering coming back, I was afraid, like anybody would be, because it's a change. You know, you move your house. I changed relationships as well. I became single. I left the animal that we were sharing. We had a cat, and I constructed a life there. And coming back was a good choice. It was a good decision, but it was not an easy one. So I want to talk about it from the energy side of it, because when I considered the many different paths, you know, I could stay in this easy, comfortable life, but I knew that there was something sacred that was pushing me to come back home. So I want to talk about this because, as I said, riding the wave, it's not easy when we are considering the big task. So I wanted to talk about, you know, the idea of you have a purpose, you have a sacred calling. If you have a feeling and you have an emotion about doing something, but you're pushing it, you know, in the back of your mind, but it's still there, then it's going to create something that is a dissonance. You have two different desires, and it creates a conflict within you. So when you don't have that peace, because you have those two things fighting for each other, then you're not in your chapter anymore. You're not in your life anymore, because you're already in the future, but you're not looking at the future with these eyes. So I wanted to, you know, talk about the perspective of this is coming. Your emotion is valid. You desire it. So why not consider it with the constructive side of it? Why do you desire it? What is it going to bring you? How can you think about it on a perspective where you're actually in charge of it and you're not being, you know, pushed out the door? You're just being like, okay, I'm going to do this because of that. And then it's going to help me shape my dreams because I desire more. So closing that chapter was difficult because you consider, oh God, for example, I moved countries and it's not easy. And I know that Lydia had this as well. You moved countries. It's not moving from a flat to another flat within the same cities. And I'm sure that you two girls also had this big move, you know? So for me, what helped me was to consider the thing with the best divine perspective possible. What is the lesson there? What is it pushing me towards? And then how can I be empowered for it? How can I see it not as a problem, but as a brave move, as a brave thing? And how can I serve that energy? So for me, I distilled everything. Instead of thinking like a victim, I chose the moving out, leaving this, saying this to this person, saying goodbye, into many, 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 many different little steps. And I didn't have to do everything in one day. Actually, I didn't have to do it by a due date. I just let the flow take me, but I also still advanced a few steps every day. What was possible emotionally, what I was able to do physically as well. So I did it by staying honest and transparent at all times. And I just told people how this is going to happen, what I'm doing, and then I gave them a space to help me if they desired to do that. And that was also a lesson to be like, I'm doing this. I don't really know how to do it. I'm gonna make it. I know it, but I also like I'm gonna share that with you without expectations, but I'm still here. And if you want to help me, we can help each other. I mean, I just let people love me, which was great because I was not used to it. But what I want to jump on right now is the idea of purpose. Purpose is the opposite of fear. So when I was thinking of that change, and when you around watching right now are thinking about a change, you might feel afraid, you know, but you're being guided. Your intuition, your feelings are guiding you. And I really want to say, if there is a spectrum, the opposite of fear is really purpose. It's the sacred calling. It's the constructive aspect of purpose, because fear is deconstructive. It tries to nibble at you and put you down and down and down. So when you're afraid of something, if you could twist it and see the purpose in it, when I think about, you know, every story has a moral, every story has a lesson. You can think about this for every event in your life. What is the moral of that fear? What is the thing that I have to push myself towards so that I can, you know, be connected with the universe, be connected with God, be connected with Source, and be connected with myself. Because in the end, the change that we're making for ourselves is the story of our lives. What is our life's purpose? You know, why are we doing this for? I did it for connection, because I wanted to be connected with my family, with my friends. I'm from France, so I returned back to my country. For you, it might be something else. It might be work. It might be love. It might be animals. You know, it depends on what you are writing the story of. But I wanted to shift the idea of fear with the idea of bravery, which is surfing with taking a risk, but a risk that has a purpose. You're not taking risks because you like games or because you like risks or because you're mindless. It's just because you have a purpose. You are connected to something. What is it?
That's so beautiful.
Yeah.
That's so beautiful. And I love that really condensed. It's shifting our focus. So not focusing on the fear, not focusing on maybe what we're walking away from, but focusing on what we're going to be getting and focusing on the purpose in this and where it's leading us.
I love it.
Yeah, I liked like relating it back to like people, like I'm sure a lot of our community here, a lot of them are expats, and so I think a lot of them could maybe think about, you know, the change that they're experiencing by what can I learn from this, kind of like what you were saying. I think that would be really helpful.
Do you have a question or can I continue, because I have a little few paths to continue on if you want, but if you have a question. No?
Continue.
So because I'm an energy healer, I want to offer you something. Everyone who's watching the screen right now or watching the replay could benefit from it. So I would like to offer energy that is something that feels like you are connected, really connected to God directly. And you are listening to what He's telling you and listening to what you are telling yourself. So it's just a way to, you know, detox, remove the deconstruction, and just, you know, really connect again to the idea of we are connected, we are advancing, we are growing, we are able to live with life in a conversation with life. We are writing the chapters. We are not being victims of anything. So if you're open to it, I can give a little energy healing. Yeah. All right. So if you're, you know, into it right now, wherever you are in the world, I'm just going to give you a little bit of energy that is Reiki, and it works across time and space. So I'm just going to start here. Slowly. I'm going to I'm giving you freedom of the shoulders. Just we're going to remove the responsibilities that are not our own. And we're going to shift the way we understand our heart. When our heart is speaking to us, we're not going to dim down its light. Our heart is speaking truth at all times. We deserve to listen. We deserve to love. And if you do have anxiety, I'm just going to help you be conscious of them and not be running those themes, those scripts around your head or at night without making it something that you can advance with. Every anxiety is teaching us something. I want you to catch it when it's happening. To catch it, note it down, watch it, see it, be conscious of the anxiety so that it helps you to be constructive about it. It helps you to be like, oh, I am actually afraid about this because of that, because I heard this. So what can I do to make it unlocked? How can I be sure that this is not going to happen to me. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Questions?
I got the whole story, so that was pretty amazing.
Oh, amazing. And I have to just
No, I don't know. It's just, to me, I'm just gonna say what was amazing to me when you started doing your energy work. Like your screen kind of just went
I
all,
noticed that too.
That was like, that was weird. I was like, whoa.
we had a hard time hearing you
Yeah.
because of the energy, like when you were working.
Like
There was just an energy shift.
And the screen went fuzzy.
Okay, that's scary.
Yeah.
What is one meditation
What is one meditation that you would suggest for people when they are feeling like they need to take this big step and they would like just a little bit more baby?
First, just really breathing. Breathing is so important because it's going to deconstruct and really help you to just really feel much better nervously because you are a physical body before everything else, you know? So I wrote a little thing actually. So first, sit in silence and really breathe through every moment. Feeling your heart. You need to feel your heart. If it's the heartbeat or if it's the emotions that come, you need to feel your heart in silence, not disturbed, and breathe. That's so simple, but it really does wonder. And then you have emotional needs. They're coming here when you're feeling your heart. I really want you to be a mother or a father to yourself by actually listening and by finding ways to feed what you need. When you listen to yourself like a child, you will know that your child needs comfort. So what can you do to transform it into comfort, into this life? Or attention, can you listen? Or courage. So how can you gather courage? Is it watching a video of, maybe Rambo, or like listening to Eye of the Tiger because that's a really good song and it pumps you and it helps you, but listening to what you need. Be a mother or a father because you got yourself. And then transform it into these actions, if it's comfort, maybe making hot chocolate or maybe contacting the agency for this new flat, but really, really going into the action instead of thinking, because you could think for 6 months, but when you take action, things are coming back to you because you're sending the energy outside of your head, and it comes to you in another shape, and then you get this boomerang. It just moves on and it becomes really easy. In our head, it's so difficult. It's really, really easy when you start transforming the ID, the project, into a creative vibration that could be sound, it could be writing, it could be, sharing with someone, but that really helps. And then ask for help. Ask for help to people, but ask for help to your guides. You have guides around you. You have your angels. They are listening. Speak it out loud. Ask them for what you want. Be specific. It really, really, really works. It's incredible. For me, in my story, I was saying out loud, I really need this. I would sing to them, and I would say, I need this kind of thing. And it would come.
We were just talking about that.
We were just talking about that yesterday. About that of asking and then trusting and having that faith and then watching it manifest in your life.
The world, but also trust yourself. You've survived all those years in this world. Every day you survive, every day. You've got yourself. You're so strong. You're a super woman, super man. You've got yourself. So trust yourself to be able to do this too. When you feel that in your heart that you're this strong, it's amazing. It's exciting.
I love that. I love that. And those who are listening, just know that like when you take a step, like the next step, and you're expanding in your life, like there is going to be fear, right? But the difference between like living in that fear and going forward, or being brave, is that you're taking the focus off of the fear. But just know that it's normal. Like if you're feeling, but just know that it's normal. Like if you're feeling fear because of what you're doing, like that's completely normal. It probably means you're going in the right direction. Like if you're not feeling any fear coming up, then it means you're still in your comfort zone.
And the goal is to open that comfort zone and to make it wider and to discover more of the world and of your own inner world. So that's a little bit of a risk, but it's a pleasant challenge. It's a challenge and it's pleasant.
And something that has helped me personally with the fear is just like, instead of focusing on the fear, I focus on what I'm going to feel when I get what it is that I want. So, and just shifting that like feeling makes such a big difference, you know? How are you going to feel when you get that you're so afraid of, instead of focusing on the fear?
And that's again like this actual risk, you know, this change. This is when we're alive. This is when destiny is with us, taking us by the arm and helping us to advance. This is when we converse with the divine, with our guides, with our friends. Like suddenly you're not alone anymore because you're doing this big thing, as when you're having children, I'm guessing, or like getting married. This is when you're actually alive, just alive, in conversation with life and with yourself. You're not in the routine anymore. You're not getting up, taking the metro, going to work. This is like life. This is life. And I wanted to convey this because it's so exciting. It's the best. This is why we're here for that little flutter, that thing in our heart. Are we gonna get it? Are we not? We don't know. We're taking a risk.
And I love what you said about being like father and mother. And when you and I had, well, we've had multiple sessions together. In one of our sessions, myself and picture myself as a child, and with whatever it was that I was working, having that compassion that I would have with the child on myself. And that for me was so, like, I still carry that with me, and I use it in my sessions with my clients. So, just such a good reminder, especially with these steps where we're going into the unknown and we're doing things we've never done before, and it's so vulnerable, you know, and you have these feelings that arise, and sometimes we just say like, oh, I'm not gonna do it, like I can't do it, you know, but like to just mother and father yourself and remember that child within you, and talking with that child and saying, I see you, and I see that this is gonna help you grow so much, but this is gonna help you grow so much, you know?
Exactly, and I've got you. Like, I've got you. You might be afraid, but I'm going to protect you. You're protected. And you can tell that to your child and also say, in the end, we're following our dreams together. Because you dreamt about this when you were 5, and now we're doing it, and now I'm showing you. I love this.
What a wonderful time. Thank you so much.
If I wanted to say one little thing is that I'm teaching energy healing. So if you want to join my school, I can put a link later on, but I'm teaching it and it's online and it's easy and everybody can do what you just received from me. So if you want to join, I'm here.
I've had energy work from Capucine, which is amazing. So definitely.
Yeah, you can add the link underneath the live.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you, Capucine.
Have a great day.
Thank you, Capucine.
You too. Bye, everyone. Bye, everyone. Thanks for joining. And see you next week.